Hello.
Welcome to Drinks and Dystopia, the podcast, where proper predictions are predicated on procrastination.
Nice. Or alliteration is alive.
Drinks Dystopia.
What are you drinking?
I've got a bit fancy today. Gone for a craft beer,
Ooh.
which I don't usually do. I usually drink my terrible bog water
Which
that I
is
bring
crap.
myself.
That's crappy.
Well, it's crap beer. I don't think it's craft beer. But yeah, so this one is The Punch. It's a mango goza by Hop Nation Brewing Company. So there we go.
So goza's like a really sour.
Yeah, it's kind of like a sour. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to taste?
That's how it go.
Have a crack at it. See what you think. It's unusual.
Oh, it's nice though.
It's good, isn't it? Very fruity.
See, sours, I'm not a big beer drinker, but sours are good. They're like candy.
Yeah, they're basically cider, aren't they?
Yeah, if you don't like beer and you're listening, try a sour, because sours will convert you to beer, I think.
Yeah, they're very in at the moment. They're so in.
Guess what I'm drinking?
Ooh, I think it's going to be a generic Sauv Blanc.
Woohoo!
Yeah, there we go.
I don't get fancy.
No, that probably cost you, what, $3?
Yep. Although we do have something fancy. We have cookie dough. Raw cookie dough.
Yeah, we just bought some cookie dough, didn't we? We're just going to eat that, which is weird.
It was like scooped like ice cream.
Yeah.
We live in a magical world.
Nutella cookie dough.
I got salted caramel, I think.
Gross. By gross, I mean delicious, because I got some as well.
This week's mini question is it's kind of based on the fact that I found an incredible podcast about Westworld that I love, and it's called The Maze.
Yes.
It's
a good name. That's a good name for it.
It's very good. They have a Rick and Morty one too called The Squanch.
That's good too.
So I wanted to ask you, I'm going to say some TV shows and I want you to come up with podcast names for them.
Right.
Don't worry, we're not making more podcasts. You guys rest easy.
This is how they usually start.
Okay. Have a good name, that's all you need.
Yeah, that's it. It's the Carl Pilkington School of good ideas.
Okay, so, you ready?
Yeah, go on.
So Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Okay then, so I reckon if you had a podcast about that, which was exploring the various themes of Game of Thrones, you could call it Game of Tropes. There we go.
Lee thought of that hours ago.
Yeah, ages ago. So long ago. This whole mini question was just for that.
It's a sham. It's a sham.
It's all a sham. It's all a sham.
I like that though, Game of Tropes. You can
Game
talk
of
about...
Tropes.
People don't use the word tropes enough anymore. Okay, well that's not it. I'm going to ask you more that you haven't planned.
Go on then, I'll see if I can think of them off the top of my head.
Okay, what about Lost in Space?
So a podcast about Lost in Space. Lost in cyberspace.
Not quite as good.
Yeah, that's not as good. I'll be the first to admit that. Is this? Do you mean you want me to have another crack at it?
No, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna fire.
You could have Danger Will Poddington.
That I like. I actually really like that one.
That's not good.
No, I'm going with it.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyone out there that wants to make it, contact us and you can have it. This is like when people were buying all the web address names. Yeah. We're just gonna say a load of them.
Yeah.
TM them.
I'm fairly confident Danger Will Poddington is not going to be taken, but you know, if anyone out there does do it, you're a bastard, okay? Because it's mine.
How about the other way around? I'll say a podcast name and you tell me what TV show it is.
Oh, this is weird. Okay, this is like upside down.
Podcasting Peas.
Poddington Peas?
That's right. Late 80s cartoon from Britain. Poddington Peas, the podcast.
Okay. Basically, just got to try and think of any TV show or movie that has a word that rhymes with pod in it somewhere, isn't it?
Pod. Man, Pat.
So if it was about like Transformers in the 80s, it could be Podimus Prime.
Podimus Prime, that's amazing.
That's a good one.
That should
Podimus
be your
Prime.
podcasting name.
Yeah, that should be, shouldn't it? It should be Podimus Prime.
Podimus Prime.
That's my new name. Podimus Prime.
So I have to say, hello, I'm Tanya. We don't even introduce ourselves.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm Lee.
Well, no, you're not.
No, I'm Podimus Prime. And you are?
Megapod. Because I am the villain out of us two.
Yeah, definitely. You are.
I think that's enough of that.
I think we've squeezed as much pod juice out of that one.
Little pod of horrors.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, little shop of horrors.
How much you can investigate a little shop of horrors in a podcast, I don't know. I'm very excited about this week's question.
Okay.
I feel like it's the one I've always been waiting for, apart from the Muppet one, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, so this week I saw Isle of Dogs, a fantastic stop motion by Wes Anderson. If you haven't seen it, go and see it. Support stop motion.
I haven't seen it.
And dogs.
And Isles of Dogs.
Yeah. And today we went to a cat cafe, so I feel that this is a good...
Right,
If people don't know what a cat cafe is, because they're quite new.
Yeah, explain it.
It's just a cafe you go to. Guess what it's full of?
Tell me.
Cats.
Oh, wow. So yeah, essentially all they do is like cat shelters or whatever. Part of their thing to raise money is they have a cafe where they sell coffee and drinks and stuff, but you can also play with the cats while you're there, so the cats are sort of wandering around as well.
Famously an animal that loves attention at all times.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, the cat that is just, you've got no danger of a cat scramming or biting someone because it's faintly unimpressed.
I loved it in there though. It was my favourite place. Okay, so because of those two things, the question this week is, in this world, it is Planet of the Apes. That's where we are. But there's one very big difference.
Go on.
Planet of the Dogs.
Right.
I was trying to think of an interesting way of saying that.
No way of doing it.
No.
Just Planet of the Dogs.
Colony of canines.
Right.
The Colony of Canines. That's what this film is going to be called.
Right, okay, I like it.
And I want you...
World of Woof.
I loved it. Name of
Woof
episode.
World.
Woof World. No, World of Woof is...
Yeah, World of Woof.
I want you, with your podcasting brain...
Mm-hmm.
To
As we've seen, it's razor sharp.
You are podcastimus prime. What did you say?
Podimus Prime.
Podimus Prime.
Yeah.
I want you to decide what this world will look like.
Oh, wow. That's a good one. It's an interesting one. Good. I don't know if good's the right word. But
I'm sorry, but this is good.
Yeah, okay. So this could be, if anyone's not interested in animals or dogs, turn off now, because it's going to be very...
And
heavy.
Go to the police because you're obviously a murderer.
Yeah, there's something wrong with you, but that's fine.
Okay, do you want some prompts to help you?
Yeah, go on.
Okay,
yeah,
so in a world of dogs.
Yes.
Let's just assume, a bit like monkeys, that we experimented on a dog and then slowly they evolved and took over the world to the point where they are now... Okay, so let me ask you first. What do they look like? Do they walk on 2 legs now? Or do they walk on 4 legs? Is it just dogs or are they like human versions of dogs?
Right, okay. This is kind of like the classic question which my friend posed the other day and you see on the internet, like, how would a dog wear trousers?
What?
This is an important question. How would a dog wear trousers? Now, would they wear them...
On the back.
On their all 4 legs, because trousers cover your legs, right? So if you look at a dog from the side, it has its legs pointing down, you have the body, the tail. Would the trousers be like a line across the body and then down, so all 4 legs are now in trousers? Or... would it be just on its hind legs? Because trousers cover the bum, don't they?
Yes.
So you need to have the trousers covering the hind legs and the bum and the tail. So how does a dog wear trousers? As
an illustrator, I feel like, to me, there's only one answer and anything else is...
Is madness?
It's hogwash.
Go on. Hogwash?
Yeah.
Because you're from 1946.
The only way you could possibly draw that is that he wears them like a human, on the back legs with his tail, a hole for his tail coming through.
Okay. But problem there then, 2 of his legs aren't covered.
They're arms.
So his trousers, they're not arms.
They're dog arms.
Dogs don't have arms.
Dog arms.
So that's the equivalent of a human walking around with just 1 trouser leg.
No, it isn't.
It is, because they've got 4 legs.
Because in the middle is their boobs, like humans.
Right.
It goes tail...
Dogs don't have boobs either. I don't know what dogs you've been looking at. They don't have arms or boobs.
I'm sorry, teats.
Teats, okay, yeah, nipples.
Yeah, so that's where the boobs would be, the chest.
Yeah. So you've got to cover your boobs though.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter because that would be a t-shirt. We're not talking about t-shirts.
Right, okay, so they have t-shirts.
There's no question. If you were going to put a tiny little t-shirt and trousers, how do we get through this? You'd put the first arms, the dog arms, through.
There's no dog arms.
And then you'd have a little belt.
Yeah.
And going through his little slacks.
Yeah.
Little
slacks?
Yeah.
So first you're saying hogwash, now you're saying slacks. What is
with
this?
Special room for the knees to bend the right way.
Okay.
And then I put on tiny little shoes on the back 2 legs.
Yeah.
And tiny little
gloves on the hands?
Yeah.
On his hands?
Yeah.
that he doesn't have.
Paws, if you will.
But yeah, some would call them paws or feet.
Arm paws. Leg paws. Your dad hates this, doesn't he? He hates
my dad. It's one of my dad's things. Is like whenever you say a dog has arms.
It's such a weird thing to.
Yeah, it's
one
a big
for you
issue.
To know, and two that
yeah, it's like I know that about my dad because it's been an issue in our family where someone said like, "Oh, look at that poor dog's arm," and my dad's like, "He doesn't have arms." He's just furious at the concept that someone would suggest a dog has arms.
Have you not seen a dog stand on his hind legs?
Yeah, of course I have. On its hind legs.
And put up his little arms.
So what's...
If I say, give me your hand, high five.
No, you say paw.
No, well, I say high five.
Yeah, you say high five. Okay.
You shake hands.
Shake. Well, no, you say shake.
Hands. Anyway.
But this is all very important in dog world.
Well, in my mind... They're like humans, a bit like BoJack.
Yeah, okay.
Like BoJack Horseman, so they look like Mr. Peanut Butter. They're like.
So you've made anthropomorphic dogs. They're essentially humans. They're kind of like werewolves.
Yeah, and they've got little robotic opposable thumbs that someone stuck on for them.
What the fuck? What?
Well, that's what's missing, isn't it, with the dog? Like, because the monkey would be alright, like an ape. But like, so let's pretend that they all stood
Why
upright.
do we need to pretend this?
Because it'll be funny.
Okay.
And they've got like a leather glove.
Yeah.
With like a dog opposable thumb, robot thumb.
So how did they build this robot thumb, and how did they build the little
They forced
the glove?
cats to do it.
Right, yeah.
No,
but cats' thumbs are all the way up their arms / legs.
Well, okay. They had two cats. One put this little paw next to the other one's thumb.
Right.
And they worked as a team.
Okay. So because cats are, again, they're famous for their teamwork
And
and their cooperation.
Your friend wants us to drink more?
I know, this is nonsense already.
Anyway, so can we pretend they're Mr. Peanut Butters?
Okay. Well, the reason I bring this up, there is no reason why I brought that up, but because I would suggest that a world in where dogs have dogs are now the dominant species on Earth, right? In this thing.
Yes.
Now, how have they risen to that position? Because I would suggest that it's inherent in the dog to not be a conquering bastard.
Well, you make a very good point.
Right.
So you kind of have to decide. I suppose if you're using the Planet of the Apes as a outline,
as a model sort of thing.
Yeah, we gave them. We did scientific experiments on them, gave them intelligence, and then they rose up. And then they were forced to fight us because we fought them. What if, because you are right, dogs wouldn't fight.
Yeah.
So let's make it easy for them. And let's say that there was a dog flu that attacked us.
Right, okay.
Left them fine because they just had a little bit of a cough. But
yeah, because I would suggest that the
wiped
reason
out
why the
most of the
monkeys, why you have Planet of the Apes and the apes take over is because apes are just us. If you gave apes a bit more intelligence, they would conquer everybody and take over the world because it's in them anyway. Like chimpanzees do that; they fight for territory, and then they go out and like capture other chimpanzees and murder them and do all sorts of stuff. They basically do what human beings do. Whereas dogs, as you say, like this is our thing when we walk past the dog park, isn't it? And the dogs, when a group of dogs meets another dog, they go berserk. They love it. They're like best friends in seconds because I think dogs are just inherently good people.
They are the best human, a dog.
Definitely, they're the best out of people.
But I suppose this is why we brought it up, because we do talk about this a lot, and we just say the best version of the world as if dogs ruled it.
Yes.
So I think, let's say that there's a massive plague knocked us out, but that somehow you gave them even more intelligence.
Yeah, okay.
And then, so now they're in charge. But let's say that there's 10% of humans left.
Right. Okay. See, I think they would help us.
I know they would. Those lovely bastards.
Yeah, because dogs, they're inherently cooperative. They're inherently like submissive. Submissive sounds bad, but they're not submissive in the sense that they naturally want to.
Gentle.
Yeah, and they want to help. They naturally want to help
one alpha?
you.
One really mean alpha that was like, I hate those humans.
Yeah.
And then everyone else would follow him because he's the alpha.
That's true. So dogs could, and you do have like wild dogs that go, they attack people and bite people and stuff. But dogs are just naturally kind-hearted creatures, I feel.
Well, what if our flu was killing them off? So to save us, they had to isolate them. So there's like an island It's got the opposite to Wes Anderson. It's got an island of humans.
It's an island of humans
that the dogs look after. They send us
you
supplies
could call
and
it
shit.
the Isle of Man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Isle of Dogs is also a place in the UK, if you don't know that.
Yeah, in London, which is what I thought the movie was about, is an Isle of Dogs.
What a boring film.
Well, that's why I was like, yeah. that's why I didn't go and watch it with you. I was like, I don't want to watch a movie about the Isle of Dogs. And then you're like, no, it's set in Japan. And I was like, oh, oops.
How do you think law would work in this world? So let's pretend now this world is mainly dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs interacting with dogs.
Okay. I think that property rights would consist of who pissed on what.
You think you would?
Yeah. So they would. So that's how you'd know. Like, whose house is this? Psst, it's mine now.
So would you have like expert?
Imagine
witnesses?
such a place.
Expert witnesses where they're like checking the dirt.
Whose
to see what's
piss
the
is this? yeah. Like this is my. It clearly belongs to Rover. It is his piss.
This is a bit like the Rick and Morty snowball.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I suppose it is really.
And all the dogs leave, don't they?
Yeah. I think the dogs would.
Fluffy was my slave name. You may call me Snowball.
Yeah.
Is that the way around it is?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, it would.
So do you think it would be the same? You'd have a court and a judge and a jury?
No, I don't think you would.
No,
because I don't think dogs would work that way.
I think you might have like a group of elders.
Yeah, I think you just have the alpha. The alpha would decide. I think
you
they
think?
would. Yeah, I think they would have a dictatorial system.
No, I think you'd have the wiser older dogs. I think it would be like a bit like the Japan hierarchy system, where even though they had alphas, the older dogs were still really respected.
Yeah, I agree
like
with
Homeward
that.
Bound. You know the old dog in Homeward Bound?
Exactly.
I want him to make all my life choices.
I knew that's what you meant from as soon as you said.
He's like Gandalf for dogs.
Yeah, he
Love
is. Him. He's kind of like or like Dumbledore, old and wise.
I can't think of a good dog pun for Dumbledore.
No.
There's one there.
Dumbledore.
Dog. I'm not on it tonight. I can't think of any of the puns. It's really sad. That podcast one was perfect pun time.
It was pun o'clock right there.
Podcast pun time. Mixed it. So yeah, that's why they would have like an older dog. The older dogs made all the decisions.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you'd have the alpha who would be young and sort of like he'd be directing the dogs, but I think the older dogs would also have a lot of sway and persuasion, because I don't think dogs would work on a sort of, I don't think their society would be based the same way ours is. Do
you think you just have a courtroom with all the elders sat like at the head of the table, and then just one dog doing that guilt face they do, just in the dogs going
yeah, like he did it. He definitely did
it. Usual suspects line up. And
one dog just refusing to look anyone in the eye, just turning his back. Like he did it. That was him.
I don't think they'd learn how to lie very well.
Yeah. No.
We love dogs, as you may.
You just, like I say, the dog would just be in the court and the lawyer would just go to him and go, "Are you a good boy? You a good boy?" And if the dog just sort of looks at him guilty, like, "Oh no, he's a bad boy. Are you a bad boy?" And they'd know straight away.
Would currency be food?
It'd be Scooby Snacks. Yeah, they'd work on Scooby Snacks.
Or balls.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would be.
The Olympics would just be a machine that launches a ball.
Yeah,
and you have to run.
Just fetch. That was it. That's all they'd care about. Who's the fetching champion of the world? That would be it.
And they'd have ultimate frisbee, obviously.
Yeah, obviously that would be important as well.
And doggy paddle would be the
yeah, the only swimming would be doggy paddle. Yeah, that's true.
I just love this idea of them being like fully human looking, but just like covered in fur and dogs and like stretching like humans, and then they all like dive in like professionals, and then just start doggy paddling.
all going off in different directions when they're distracted by birds or by something, just swimming off. Yeah.
Okay then, how would family units work in this world?
Yeah, I think like all dogs would just be in one big giant family, wouldn't they? They wouldn't have that sort of separation. It would just be like
Well, they'd have big litters, but no one would separate them, would they?
Yeah, so I think they would all it would just be this giant communal society with all these dogs just all living together.
Just hydrants everywhere.
Yeah, that's all they build is hydrants, and it's just like every horror film will be about the postman.
And they live in giant barns that just look like big dog houses.
Yeah. So yeah,
they wouldn't. They'd live in normal houses.
But that's it. I think it's like it's it's interesting because, you know, to be serious for a moment,
of course.
It's like, I think in humans there is this inherent sort of independence and this need to want to be sort of seen as an individual within a collective. So we do have those sort of collective connections, but we want to be seen as individuals. Whereas I'm not sure dogs have that same desire to be valued as an individual.
I know. Have you seen their faces when you put a costume on them? They're not happy.
They do not like it. They do not like it one little bit. So I think dogs would be extremely collectivist. They would just all want to be the same. They'd all want to sort of stand out. Like, none of them would want to stand out individually.
We haven't got to the end yet, but I'm just saying, I want to live in this world.
It sounds pretty good, actually.
If this is the Sliders episode and I come out here, staying.
In dog world.
Yep.
In Woof world.
They'll love me. Can you imagine? They'll be like, human!
Yeah.
Or they'll send me to the Isle of Sick People. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you'd have, like, huge families where they'd all look after each other. And
yeah. And they all cooperate as well. And this was interesting, was... I don't know if we discussed this before, but, like, contrasted with monkeys, where they say when a tribe of monkeys, a family of monkeys, whatever you want to call it, gets attacked by another tribe, some monkeys make a deliberate calculation whether it's worth defending their own tribe or just standing back and waiting to see.
Like humans.
Yeah, so they make a calculation.
Coward monkeys.
Coward monkeys, yeah. But they're saying it's not. But what they're saying is it's not the same monkeys all the time. Yeah. Different monkeys do it. So what they're saying is that is actually the monkeys make a calculation. They say, if I think we're going to win this battle, I'm not going to fight in it. I'm going to stay back because I risk being killed or I risk being bitten or something. So I'm not going to bother defending. I'm going to wait for everyone else to go and do it. And then other times, though, they might calculate, we're going to lose this battle unless I get involved, and then they will get involved. Or they'll say, we're going to lose this battle. I definitely won't get involved. So then I can just run away, or I can join the conquering monkey tribe. And so like monkeys are self-interested little dickheads.
I just imagine one just like standing off next to the line of them and just slowly walking across and then just turning to face the others like, I'm part of them now.
Yeah. It's like, how would you tell? They don't wear uniforms. He would just suddenly just switch sides and be like, I'm on this guy's side now. And they'd be like, hang on, isn't that Steve? And he'd be like, no, I'm not Steve. Don't know who he is.
Just move his quiff to the other side.
Yeah. That's it.
Like evil Superman. Just draw a little mustache on.
Just a little mustache on. They're like, don't know who that is. That's a different evil monkey from the evil monkey tribe. So like monkeys do like, and that's what we are essentially. That's why we are jerks. Like we always have to keep. You have to keep everybody in the human tribe sweet because we can defect or betray and do all these things at any moment. So that's why we have such complex dynamics in our societies. Because if somebody's unhappy because they're not getting what they think they deserve or they don't have the power or something they think they deserve, human beings will betray each other and all these sort of things. Whereas dogs don't. A dog, even if a dog knows it's going to lose, will still defend its litter or defend its its owner.
I love dogs.
Yeah, and I think that's why they would be this giant collective because dogs don't function in that way. I think they very much see themselves as a cog in a machine rather than seeing themselves as an individual.
Well, when we walked, because we live really near a dog park, so like real creepy stalkers, we always walk past it slowly, just loving it like it's a little cinema for us. Like, look at the dogs, look what they're doing today. And there was a dog today, there was a puppy. And there was a giant dog, and it just ran at it, and it was so excited to see it, wasn't it? This little puppy.
Really excited.
And it's so gentle with it and stuff, and it wanted to play. And I just think that, yeah, you're right. It would be like a society where everyone looked after the babies and everyone would protect them. A bit like how humans used to be when they would have tribes and stuff. Like
yeah, and
it takes a village.
Yeah.
It takes a pack.
Yeah, it takes a pack to raise a cub. But it's...
Puppy.
A puppy. Yeah, dogs are... Well, I was thinking wolf cub. Is a wolf a cub or is wolf a puppy?
I think a wolf cub.
Yeah, it's a cub. But yeah, you do notice that difference as well because a dog walks into a dog park, and we've seen it a million times. It knows none of the dogs there. All the dogs charge at it. They all sniff each other's asses, and then they're best friends. So within about 12 seconds, a dog goes from not knowing anyone in that enclosure to just wrestling each other, playing, biting, chewing each other, having a great time. Whereas if you introduce a human into a situation, or and monkeys as well, again with like monkeys and chimpanzees, you introduce them into a unusual surroundings, they're never quite sure how the dominant male's going to accept this baby or this young one, how they're going to do it. Because there's all these different power dynamics going on. Sometimes they'll accept them, sometimes they won't. Sometimes it takes a lot of time. Sometimes one will befriend one. Whereas with dogs, they don't have any of that. The dogs just go, you're a dog, yeah? Yep, I'm a dog. Then we're all friends. And it's just, that's it. That's the end of the conversation.
No matter the breed, no matter their size.
The size doesn't matter. Like the big dogs, like how many times do you see a big dog charge a tiny dog? And then when they're playing, the big dog just falls on its back and lets the little dog just batter him.
But small dogs do have small dog complexes.
Yeah.
So you might have the beta males in this world take over.
Yeah.
Rise to power politically. And ruin everything for everyone.
Yeah. That's humankind. But
although I did see there's two dogs I see now and again, and it's a tiny Chihuahua and a big greyhound. And the greyhound just spent its entire time just standing over the Chihuahua. So wherever the Chihuahua goes, he makes sure his four legs
just stood over him.
So his stomach is above the Chihuahua, and the Chihuahua hates it.
Yeah.
And will run really far to get away from him. The dog will just slowly come up and just stand over him again. And he's just being a jerk.
He's just being dominant. Yeah. He's just like, I dominate you. And the little Chihuahua's like, I get it. God, I get it. All right.
So you would, I think you'd have that once you had a society of dogs.
I think that's why you would have a dominant leader. I don't think you'd have a democracy even if dogs gained greater intelligence. I still think they would have rigid hierarchies, and it would be similar to like the Japanese and Korean sort of system where there's a hierarchy, it exists, and that's the end of it. But to an even greater degree, because I think it's just inbuilt in dogs to be that way. They like strong boundaries, they like strong leaders, they like being in a pack mentality where they could just follow orders. I think they appreciate that.
Okay. Saying all of that, let's say they've evolved to the point where they have cities and stuff. Would breedism exist?
Oh, interesting.
So would you have like everyone knows a golden retriever? Golden retrievers are like kind, but then you've got like I love all dogs, but like you'd have like the pit bulls would be like, oh, we're the best dog, but then the German shepherds would be like, no, we are the best dog.
Okay, where are they from again?
The Chihuahuas would be like, we are best dog, okay? All dogs have the accent of the country they're from, everyone knows that.
Yeah. What would the poodle say?
I can't do French accent.
I like the fact straight away they have to be French.
I'm a poodle. This game could go on for a while.
Yeah. What would a chow say?
Can't do that one.
No, you can't do that one.
It would say, "I've grown up in America, bitch." Okay, what would a dash hound that grew up in Austria sound like?
I don't know. What would it sound like?
Come with me if you want to bone.
Oh God.
Dig bones, Lee.
Oh, okay. I get it.
So would breedism exist?
Oh, that's interesting because two things you could say here. In one way, if dogs were smarter, then yes, they would probably know. Because at the moment, the dogs don't really know. But like, if as far as we know, but like they would know.
No, that's not true. That's not true because I heard someone that's like raised pugs their whole life, and one of the things they say about pugs is the pugs are more comfortable if other pugs are in the house.
Oh, okay.
They seem like. I suppose this woman was just basing it on the fact that she's had pugs her whole life.
Yeah.
But it's something that they say about pugs is that they actually know. So
they connect to their own breed a little bit. So it's like, on the one hand, yes.
I'd like to know if that is true. If somebody does know or has pugs or knows that to be true or absolute nonsense, let me know.
Yeah. But yeah, so you would, if they were a bit smarter, then you would think that, German Shepherds, Rottweilers, Pit Bull Terriers, Staffordshire Terriers, all these sorts of things would be like, we are just scientifically stronger than all of you. In a fight, we would win nine times out of 10.
Zootopia, where the ones you'd expect to be the higher up ones, like the predator type dogs, the bigger ones, would actually be like in law enforcement and stuff like that. But then the smaller dogs with the small dog complexes would actually have risen up, so they would be the ones.
Well, this is where I was going to use a little saying, which you could say is that this is what I was leading to, is the fact that it's like you would have the scientific thing of like, well, these dogs are technically the fighters. However, as the saying goes, it's not the size of the dog in the fight; it's the size of the fight in the dog. Okay.
You waited your whole life to say that.
I just wanted to say that.
This is the most perfect context.
Yeah, exactly. The context is perfect.
It's not
because
an idiom. It's just...
No, because, even though a dog, in a way, if a dog was smarter, if a German Shepherd is like, well, I'm smarter, I know I can win, but a smaller dog is like, well, I've just got more fight in me than you have. That knowing you being smart would be self-preservation as well. You'd think it would increase your sense of self-preservation.
Yeah.
So maybe smaller dogs would still be able to batter bigger dogs, even if the bigger dog knows it should win.
Yeah.
Because it's smarter. It might be like, well, this dog's a loony.
But a lot of the
like
time,
with humans,
like the most loyal dogs, which I would say loyalty is a word we use for dogs when they're actually kind.
Yeah.
Because they will listen to you and do what makes you happy. That's what loyalty is when we translate it down with dogs. I would say the bigger dogs are less threatened, so it's not in their nature to be aggressive. Whereas smaller dogs, because smaller dogs don't like swimming as much as big dogs.
Yeah.
So smaller dogs have it in them to be afraid of something that might hurt them. So they don't want to go in the water. So it's the same with fighting. They're more aggressive.
Yeah, because that's one of those things which is always sad about dogs when you have like, Rottweilers or Pit Bull Terriers and stuff like that. They're like, they're violent dogs, they're dangerous dogs. And it's not. The reason why they're dangerous is because they're loyal. They're extremely loyal. And how that displays itself is they will protect their owners or their kin. And
if a bad person has taught them to be bad, it's not that their nature's bad. It's just that they think that's what's right.
No, their nature is naturally good. They're extremely loyal. They're extremely affectionate, and they're extremely brave. Well, those things on their own are wonderful traits, but they're the three traits that you can make evil. Because the opposite of bravery is essentially just, you could almost say it's violence, isn't it? It's almost it's being almost a maniac. If you're brave,
put yourself
in extremely dangerous situations without any regard for your own safety. That can be extreme. That we call that bravery. But if that person did it for their own gain, or that's very scary, we call them a maniac. And if you're extremely loyal in the sense that you will fight regardless of the consequences because you want to protect somebody, that can be made evil. Because if your owner says to you, go and attack that person or go and attack that other dog, you'll do it out of loyalty. So it's essentially, these are positive traits these dogs have, but they've just been warped and used for evil. It's like that's why they can be used for those things, because they have such positive traits.
So it'd be like little dictators, like tiny Chihuahua dictators dressed like Napoleon.
Yeah, probably like Jack Russells,
and then an
Chihuahuas.
army of German Shepherds.
Yeah, because like Jack Russells are jerks, like English Bulldogs are jerks.
Your grandfather had a Jack Russell that hated everyone, didn't it?
I think she was part Jack Russell, part something else, and she just hated everyone. The sheepdogs.
I might have to write this as a children's book. This is amazing. I want to live in this world.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
And then you just have a human on the beach with the Statue of Liberty going, "Yes, you did it!" What does he say in the film?
Yeah, you fools! You did it! You blew it up! That's what he says. But it'd be,
you geniuses! Okay, what would entertainment look like in this world?
It would just be tennis balls on TV constantly. Just tennis balls flying around. It would be that.
I like to imagine stand-up comedy would be a big thing. I feel like dogs would love laughing.
Yeah, I imagine dogs would have a good sense of humour.
Dogs are full of joy, and I feel like I could just imagine what's the deal with hiding a bone and forgetting where you put it? And then all these dogs on the table, whacking the table,
just loving it.
Yeah. Dogs love TV.
Yeah, they like watching things on TV. I think a lot of comedy would be attaching things to their own tails and just running around in circles. That would be a lot of the comedy.
Do you think cats would be the villain in all things?
Yes, and squirrels.
Evil squirrels.
Yeah, squirrels. Every movie, like in Hollywood, every movie's British. In Doggywood, it would be every villain would be a cat or a squirrel. I think.
What pets would they have? Let's pretend for now that all the other animals in the world haven't evolved. Do you think there's any other animal that the dog would love? Do you think monkeys? Do you think maybe they'd love monkeys?
They'd have pet monkeys.
Baby monkeys.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe they would have pet monkeys.
My God, I love this world.
Imagine this world.
Golden
Run by
retriever
dogs
and
with
jeans.
monkey pets.
And a little check shirt holding a tiny monkey in a diaper. That's the world I want to live in.
Yeah, yeah. Don't say diaper. In a nappy.
In a nappy.
Yeah, good. I don't know what a diaper is.
In this world, for some reason, it's a mythical world, so I can make it up.
Yeah.
In the world, when the humans were dying, we didn't expect that dogs were going to take over. We just thought we were like, flee from the world. It's dead to us now. And we went off in a spaceship. When we're in the spaceship, some kind of crazy sci-fi thing happens, as in all sci-fi. Something happens, we go through something, the thing goes black, and everyone's like, whoa, what was that? And then they forget about it. And then when everything's weird and they've travelled through time, they go, I wonder if it was that weird thing that happened, like, at the beginning of the film. Yeah, so let's say you've gone through time.
Yeah.
I think this happens in Planet of the Apes, in one of them.
Yeah, this is in the new one, isn't it? The Tim Burton one.
So we land, and there is now 1,000 humans in the world.
Right.
How will the dogs treat these humans?
I think they'd be... If you wanted to go to a world that was ruled by another animal, this world would be the best one, I think, as a human. I think they would treat us amazingly.
Do you think that we'd be a legend? Like, do you know what I mean? They'd all be like, oh, they'd have stories about humans. Do you think in their films would be based on
I think they kind
humans?
of worship us, I think.
Yeah, you think we'd be like, almost like Egyptian gods?
Yeah, this is for the first time ever in our podcast. Yes, Tanya, I think they would worship us.
Yeah!
They would worship us like gods.
Do you think they'd have the Sphinx, but it would just have a human head?
Yeah, I think so. I think they'd build like huge statues
hairless
to
dog.
us.
Do you think they'd call us the hairless dog humans?
Yeah, I think they would. Yeah, they would be. And the thing is, they'd be able to, as dogs can, they can read our emotions. No other animals can. Whereas a dog can read our face and has empathy for our emotions. So I think they would be very strongly attached to us and would feel a lot of empathy for us, and I think they would treat us with enormous respect.
And we would completely use that against them and destroy their world.
Yeah, we would try to use that to usurp our power and make them go and get the newspaper from the front door for us.
Oh, we're the worst. We would.
Yeah.
We'd be like, no, actually, we're taking over this perfectly run world.
Yeah. This perfect, happy, joyous world, we want to control it, and we want all you dogs as slaves. That's what we would
and
do.
there'd be this one dog that was an ancestor of someone that was abused by humans that would be trying to tell everyone.
Yeah, some old haggard woman, like one eye, and where its owner used to hit it or something, and he'd be there.
Well, no, because that would only be 12 years ago.
Longer.
So.
Yeah,
he's heard stories.
He's heard stories, yeah, and he's a haggard old dog, and he's like, I don't trust the humans. They're
the stick fighters, the water sprayers. They cut off your goo ganglies.
Oh, the goo ganglies. Yeah.
The spayers.
Yeah.
Oh, the neutras. That's what they call
it. The spayers. Yeah.
They will put on a cone.
Yeah, the cone of shame. Yeah. I would definitely join with the dogs. I would fight with the dogs, I think.
I feel like the humans would split. You probably get 2/3 of the humans being like, this is their world, they're treating us really well. You get a third, as always, of
the cat lovers.
The dicks that... Well, no, I like cats too, but...
Yeah, so do I. But like, I just said cat lovers, you said the dicks.
No, I said it. That's what I meant. That's why I clarified it. It wasn't in reaction to what you said. Yeah. But yeah, you just get these evil people that will like, we're better than them because we're human.
Yeah, we need
whatever that means.
Yeah. Although, it'd be a hard war to fight though, because as you were charging them, the humans would just shout, "Roll over!" and all of the dogs' army would just fall onto their back.
Show us your yellow bellies.
Yeah, that would be it. We'd be in big trouble.
Aww,
they'd be like, beg, and all the dogs would beg, and you'd be like, no, don't beg.
This is so completely off topic.
Drop the gun, drop it.
Do you think that their music and entertainment would be sounds we couldn't hear? So do you think you'd go to nightclubs where they were all just dancing and the humans would be like, what are they dancing to? It's just a
be
pitch.
Silent.
And do you think colour would have faded a lot in the world? They wouldn't bother making things colourful.
Yeah.
Their sight's not as good.
That's true. But then they love smells. Everything would be really stinky.
Oh, not stinky. Like nice smells. Right?
Well, you say that, but dogs love bad smells. That's why Mo's dog used to roll around on corpses.
Yeah, if your dog ever just drops to the floor and just rolls around for no reason, I mean, something's dead on the floor that you can't see.
Yeah, or there's a bad smell and it's trying to coat itself in a bad smell, and our friend's dog used to just roll on dead animals.
Dead birds.
We assumed it was some sort of psychopath, and we would never want to be in a room alone with it just in case.
That's not true. We loved it.
Yeah, I used to wrestle him all the time. But there is something disconcerting about watching the little dog, the little cute little puppy you love, rolling on a dead and mangled bird.
So does that mean they'd weigh carcasses?
Yeah, they might weigh other animals' carcasses, possibly.
Oh, this world got dark quickly.
It did, didn't it?
So, would humans be able to stand the smell of this world?
I think it would probably be too stinky. I think it would be very rotten smells everywhere. Which
There'd be no chocolate.
Oh shit! Yeah, chocolate kills them, doesn't it?
No avocados.
Oh, I could definitely embrace that world without avocados.
But there'd be puppuccinos. They'd still have coffee shops.
Avocados.
If this is a film, there would be one cat on that ship. And when they land, there would be a comedy scene where the cat would come off the ship and be like, yeah. It involves dogs. It's a bit like Cat from Red Dwarf.
Yes.
Because he evolves, right? From a cat.
He evolves from one cat, yeah, from Lister's cat.
But he looks too much like a human for my liking.
Well, he has been on there 5 million years or whatever it is.
But I still want him to look... I want him to look like Mr. Mistopheles.
Right, okay, yeah. Make him look a little bit more cattish.
Yeah.
And not just a black guy with fangs, is what you're saying.
I do like that.
Yeah.
I like that he dresses like Prince. I don't know what that is. Okay, so... Are humans ending this world, or will they?
No. I think I'll do whatever I need to do to sabotage humanity.
Would you kill other humans to save dogs?
Oh God, yeah.
This is the thing.
I'd do that now. if I went outside now and there was a baby in the road and a puppy in the road and a car was flying towards them, that puppy's fine.
There were so many other situations. You could have said a human was about to kill a dog, so you killed the human.
Oh yeah, of course I'd do that as well. But I'm trying to give you an example where anyone else would choose a human. I still wouldn't. I'd still choose the puppy.
And you wonder why our friend didn't want you to babysit his baby.
Well, as long as no dogs there was no situation where I had to choose between his baby or a dog. That's all it is. You just got to make sure those situations don't arise.
Okay, so, stupid question.
Yeah.
Would you live there?
Yes. I want to live there. How do I live there? How do we make this world happen?
Science, come on!
I know science. Why are you wasting your time on cancer and shit like that when you should be making dogs super smart so we can go to the world of Woof? That's what I want.
Would you rather them work on the
replicator
or the smart dog machine?
Smart dog machine, I think. Because the replicator would be amazing for a human world, but a dog world is vastly superior to a human world anyway, so it trumps it.
So you don't think it's going to be like Rick and Morty, where the dogs are like, you have enslaved us?
No, because I think the dogs by that time, they would have
gotten over it.
Yeah, they would have gotten over it. Because dogs, what a dog's like. You can thump a dog, and 5 minutes later, the dog's your best friend again. It's totally cool with it. Dogs have no malice.
Do you know what would be great as well? Maybe instead of us scientifically creating them, maybe the humans could be sick, but then Laika could crash back down to Earth. The Russian dog that got taken into space.
Yeah.
And since he's been in space...
Taken into space?
Sent into space.
Okay, yeah.
He gets really smart. He lands, releases space aids into the world, kills the humans.
Yeah.
And then he's the evolved dog that starts to evolve.
Like the intergalactic radiation or something has made him super smart or something.
Like the Hulk, but with smarts.
Yeah.
And then he lands. So when we arrive, the Statue of Liberty is just Laika in his costume.
That's amazing. That's how I think the world should work. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping for that now. I'm hoping
that's a prediction.
Yeah, I hope that's not just I hope that's not science fiction. I hope that's just science fact.
We predicted Westworld, so who's to say that this isn't right?
We predicted Stephen Hawking when we found him out. Then we rumbled his game. So this could be the next one, the return of Laika.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
What would this world be called? What would dogs call this world? Oh, are they speaking English? Do you think they'd speak English?
Yeah, because English is God's language. So it's naturally inside a dog's mind. So they would definitely speak English.
I suppose they can say sit, roll over and stuff.
Yeah, they know all those words. They're English words.
So you don't think they'd have different languages in different countries?
No, they'd all speak English.
Conveniently for when you arrive.
Yep. I could communicate with every dog.
Oh, so how would the world be affected with the fact they only live for 12 years? Oh, that's not true though, because some dogs live to like 16.
Yeah, they can live longer than that. But
my boss's dog lived to almost 18.
Yeah, it was a good effort.
Lovely.
I think dogs, because they were smarter, would, they
invent a way?
Yeah, and they would inherit like all our health systems, wouldn't they? Which are very close to help dogs.
They're not like it. What about vets? Where's the vets? Can all the vets be St. Bernards?
They can be if you'd like them to be.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you think in this world?
Surely St. Bernards though would all be barkeepers.
Alcoholics, serving drinks to people in the market.
Yeah.
So do you think? Okay, this is just a style choice. In this world, do a breed do a job, or is it all mixed?
Oh wow.
So like in Utopia, like a lot of animals are police officers, but then like I'm sure there's other films where like other. Do you know what I mean?
I think you should. I think you should have division of labour by breed.
Well, I don't think it would. It doesn't have to be that way, but I think like a German Shepherd is.
I think
better
it should be
suited
that. I think dogs would be that way though. I think all dogs. Again, the reason why we have things is because we're individuals. It's like I don't have to do that because I'm a boy or a girl or a black or white or whatever. Whereas dogs don't feel like that. Dogs would be like, this is what we all do, so I want to do it as best as I can.
If you didn't want to, you wouldn't have to. Though.
No, but I think all dogs would want him because dogs would. I think as dogs inherently would put aside their personal wants for what is best for the pack, which would be all of dog kind, dog manatee or whatever.
Yeah, and not even if they didn't live as long. So I think they'd live longer, but at least we know that all dogs go to heaven.
Yes, exactly.
I have heard that.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah, I've heard all dogs go to heaven too.
Nice. I do feel we've missed out on a lot of dog puns here. Our pan brains are not on tonight.
No, but I didn't realise our podcast was how many dog puns can we make.
Of course it is. It's always there.
Yeah, that's how it always should be.
Yeah. So we've decided we would live it.
Yeah.
I don't feel I need to ask you if this is a dystopia, Midtopia, or Utopia. This is Utopia.
It's a dogtopia.
It's a dogtopia.
Which is one up from a utopia, a dogtopia.
A bonetopia.
Yeah.
I think the things it's most like is Planet of the Apes, BoJack. We've kind of mentioned a lot of the stuff that is like.
Yeah.
Is there anything else really? Is there anything else? And Rick and Morty.
Yeah, that's it.
Homeward Bound.
Homeward Bound. Yeah, a little bit of the movie Cats and Dogs.
Oliver and Company.
Oliver and Company.
101 Dalmatians.
Lady and the Tramp.
Nice.
Covered it all, haven't we? There.
I'm a bit sad I don't live there now.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's.
Maybe if we hailed them as soon as it happened, they'd let us stay. Maybe they'd keep us.
I think they would.
I'd be like a masseuse.
Yes.
They could come to me and I would just massage them.
Yeah.
And by that I mean stroking them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Would dogs expect more now? In this world, would they expect a happy ending, or doggy style?
Ew! Gross. Not from a human.
No.
I don't want that.
No.
Not with their spiky dicks.
Oh. That gives you pause for thought.
Nice. I have a really sad question to end this on.
Oh, really?
Would rape be everywhere?
No. Dogs aren't rapists.
They rape everything. Pillows, people's legs.
Yeah, but there's, it's...
They've got spiky dicks for a reason, so girls can't get away.
God, they truly are a better breed than us, aren't they? They were so much better than us.
Even as a joke, that's awful.
If you needed proof that dogs were the master race, look no further.
You pick up their poop, so...
Yeah, exactly.
No one would be picking up their poop, though. It would be everywhere.
There would be poo everywhere. Yeah. Well, no, some dogs would eat it, so it'd be fine. So there'd always be a hungry dog somewhere, and there'd be loads of poo.
There is a very pretty version of this, but there's also the covered in carcasses, shit everywhere, everyone raping Mad Max version of this. And Max is the most popular dog. Yeah. Maybe the world would be split in two. Maybe that one half of the world would be lovely, and the other half would be Mad Max.
Would be Mad Max-ish. Yeah, I think
the stupider ones would get exiled into the Mad Max dog world, where they live like savages.
Yeah.
And then there's the nice world where they only let people in if they have an IQ of 20.
Yeah. That's led by Paws Humongous. Not Lord Humongous. Lead Humongous?
I don't know what you're on about.
Oh, really?
No.
Lord Humongous.
What's
from
that?
Mad Max, the guy with the mask.
Oh, I haven't seen that film once.
Really? Just walk away. Just walk away.
Wait, is this the originals? I've never seen
Mad Max 2.
I've never seen the originals.
You've never seen... You're doing a sci-fi podcast and you've never seen Mad Max.
Australia's not sci-fi. They're just in Australia.
Touche. We always assume that Mad Max is set in like a dystopian future.
No, it's like The Village.
It's actually just set in 1978 in Western Australia or parts of Queensland.
It's like it's like The Village by what's his face.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we always assume that that's some sort of horror world, but it's actually just Toowoomba. You know.
Shout out to Toowoomba.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, that's this week's.
You don't get much more in-depth hard sci-fi than that.
Next week, Cat World. Well, no, we will do Cat World, but we'll leave it a while. It's too obvious.
Yeah.
I say next week, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're not going to do one next week?
Yes, we'll just see. We're still bi-curious at the moment.
Yeah, we are still bi-curious. It's caused by laziness more than actual. Like we're making it sound as if like this is planned and we've actually designed it this way when in fact it's just we're so bone idle. There you go. There's another dog pun for you. That we just never get round to it, isn't it? But
thank you for chatting with me.
Thank you very much.
I'm sad we don't live in it.
Finished all my beer, which is pretty good. Time to crack up with another one.
2 dystopias.
2 dogtopias.
Nice.